YouTube has too many people on here that really are not educated and really don't know what they're talking about. It is an oversaturation of misinformation and uneducated people that really just don't want to do the work. They just want to give their opinion, say what they want to say, and then get off. And they want to get subscribers for that. And unfortunately, the problem is that there are people that's actually listening to these people. And I know damn well they don't know what they're talking about. They're so far off the mark, it's not even funny. But the thing they have in their favor is that they're being politically correct. Because a lot of these black people today are just Europeans. They're just black Europeans. They think like Americans. They act like Americans. They've been raised by American. You know what I'm saying? Idealism. And this is all facts. The minute your mother put you in front of that TV, you were programmed. MK Ultra is real. MK Ultra is still thriving. And unfortunately, there's a lot of our people that have fallen to the sword of the MK Ultra program. Because they want to listen to people that are politically correct, that want to say things like, race doesn't matter. We could all get along. We should be fighting for peace. Not even understanding that the Bible itself says nothing about peace, nor bringing peace to the earth. Matter of fact, according to the Bible, there will be no peace until the Most High comes back. So this peace that you're fighting for is not even achievable. Matter of fact, it will not happen because it was not predicted to happen. But when you're dealing with the miseducation of our minds, it's so easy for us to be influenced into this thing we call politically correct. See, there's something wrong when your oppressor gets to basically set the standards. When they get to make up all the rules, there's no way you can win. Because anybody knows that the table has been set. And all of these rules and regulation and laws that they come together with is going to be in their behalf. And we know that American idealism itself is anti-black and anti-black power. So here we is on the losing end of the stick because America is built to be anti-black, to make us look bad and to make them look good. The same thing they did to the Black Panthers. They made the Black Panthers look bad. They made themselves look good. This is the reason why they was able to destroy the Black Panthers and nobody would say nothing, because they convinced the world that these people were terrorists. And just like anybody they attack, they first paint you out to be a terrorist. Then they come and get you. They first have to paint you in the media. They first have to get everybody to turn on you. And then they move in to execute. This is the reason why when you tell the truth and you're not under the MK Ultra program, people are not going to be perceptive to you because they're under the program. So if I try to put my USB chip in there, they're going to reject it. I understand why my black people reject my message. I'm not dumb. Because I know they're under the MK Ultra program. And anything that doesn't look familiar to them, they will not follow. These are all facts. Now let us deal with the Black Lives Matter situation. Anybody knows that Black Lives Matter is just another organization that is controlled by white supremacy. NAACP was also controlled by white supremacy. And if anybody knows the history under NAACP, you will understand that white people funded it White people created it, and white people are still funding it right to this day. It has always been the American strategy to fund the movements that come against them. For they can dictate and control and know every move that you make. And what better way to do that than to buy into the organizations that are against you? By investing in Black Lives Matter, they can now dictate and control what Black Lives Matter do. See, these people are smart. Soon as Black Lives Matter pop off, they said, we got to get ahead of this movement. So what do? They moved in to fund it. And anybody knows that when you start throwing a whole lot of money around, you start getting a whole lot of control. This is the reason why white supremacy controls the NAACP, because they are the one that funds it. And now they are funding Black Lives Matter. In this young lost king that I am addressing today, he'll see the title because the title is exactly his title, but it will say a response at the end. And what I am doing is educating these people on what's really going on. Because, see, a lot of people don't see the hidden hands that are behind these movements. He came out with a video where he was blaming black people. He was basically blaming black people and Black Lives Matter for not going into Chicago. Because there was a girl that was saying, well, why ain't Black Lives Matter in Chicago? Well, further lets me know how uneducated my people is. You know why they're not in Chicago? Because the people that fund it don't think it's necessary to do so. You got to understand, white supremacy runs the majority of these black organizations. Even the Black Dukakis, okay, in the White House is ran by white power. You have to understand what you are up against and what you are dealing with. And this is why I'll always alliterate over and over again. Black people, we don't know what we're up against. And the more I read into the information that we claim to know, the more I start to understand that we don't know nothing about the enemy that stands before us. They are funding the very organizations. How are we going to win against them when the organization that we're putting together to take them out of power is the same organizations that they are funding? Please make it make sense. Because you don't understand how white supremacy operates, and you sure don't understand how power operates. And this is the reason why we continue to get caught in the net. This is the reason why we have no progress, because we have to understand and see the enemy that's before us and understand what we're up against. That way we can prepare for the battle. But we're not prepared for the battle because we don't even know what that battle entails. So no, it is not black people's fault that Black Lives Matter don't go into Chicago or into New York or into the streets of LA. You know why? Because the people that fund it, the people that fund Black Lives Matter, okay, is white supremacy. And now that white supremacy is funding it, and they are on the control board, and they get to dictate what goes on, the last thing they're going to do is send Black Lives Matter into the neighborhoods that they're mostly needed. Because you got to understand how white supremacy operates. They're not here to save you. They're not here to give you a way in to helping your people. They are here to detour you from doing that. They are here to stop you from doing that. They're not here to help you. They're not going to help you. You have to understand that. That's the reason why Black Lives Matter don't go into these neighborhoods that are needed. That's why the killing continues to go on and the slaughtering of black lives in Chicago continues to go on unchecked. When 5 people die in Ukraine and we send the whole U.S. Army over there, or we will send billions of dollars over there and trillions of dollars in weaponry over 5 dead Ukrainians. Now look at life matters all the way around the board. I feel sorry for those people. But what about the people in your own country? You can't continue to slap me in my face and spit in my face and say it's okay. I would respect America a lot more if they would just simply say we don't give a damn about black people. I would respect you a whole lot more than to be hiding behind your lies and your deceptions in your games, as you play Monopoly on us, as you play chessboard games on us, as you pull out triggers and traps to trap us and to trip us up, and you continue to lie on us, and you continue to propagate your agenda against us. That's what this is all about. So Black Lives Matter is just another organization that is controlled by white supremacy. That's the reason why they jumped on it fast. Soon as Black Lives Matter became a thing, they moved on in there and they took it over. Because the power and the influence of money changes minds and hearts. And yeah, these ladies or these women that started Black Lives Matter, yeah, I believe their heart was in the first was in the first beginning was in the right place. But now, no, because the money has hit the table. Money corrupts everything. And this is the reason why our oppressors and our enemies bring in money and currency, because they know it changes minds and hearts. And those that once upon a time said that this is a movement for the people, it no longer becomes a movement for the people. It becomes a way to align their pockets with money. It changes from the outcome to the income. And that's what happened to Black Lives Matter. Just like what happens to every black organization that pops up. They come in and they fund it. They throw a lot of money around, and then everybody start to cut each other's throats. And then everybody start turning on each other. And next you know, the organization itself becomes worthless. This is an old tactic they have been using for years. And Black Lives Matter is no different. So don't blame black people for Black Lives Matter, because we don't control Black Lives Matter. Just because it says Black Lives Matter don't mean black people control it. BET is called Black Entertainment, but do we own it? No. Black people do not even own BET. Black Entertainment Television is not owned by black people. Why? Because the powers that be came in and they bought it. And they threw a whole lot of money around, and the brothers sold out on us. That's what happened to BET. It is ran by your oppressors. It is ran by white supremacy. It is ran by white power. That's what they do. They come in and they buy out and they infiltrate. That's why we can't get nowhere, because when they start throwing a lot of money around, hearts and minds start to change. And the initial intent goes out of the window. And this is the same thing they have done in the Black Lives Matter movement. Open up your eyes, stay woke, and please educate yourselves.